Hello, welcome back. Okay, let's have a look at the You Are Rich module. In this module, you'll need a journal, and there will be a lot of interaction during this course, and you'll be referring to your journal in the future also, like I do with mine, to remind yourself of what you've written and learnt. And looking back on what you're writing is going to be really cool in the future. Okay, so let's get into our first module. I was listening to my friend's story about how someone we know is fun, vibrant, happy, and really good at facilitating workshops, because we were a group of workshop facilitators at the time. When I was listening, I thought to myself, she's rich in knowledge, and this led me on to think about the richness and depth of talent, beauty, creativity, knowledge that we all have, all of us. You are rich. You are rich in so many things that it should be impossible to think of yourself as anything but. That's how rich you are. I recently realised that the best things in life are free, and you don't have to pay for them. Indeed, it's impossible to pay for them. The real genuine gift of what those free things are. It's free to love your family and your friends. It's free to laugh. It's free to love in general. It's free to be happy, sad, helpful, thoughtful. The richness of not only who you are, but what is completely free in this world. It should cause us to wake up, to wonder, delight about how rich we all are, instead of thinking, oh no, I've got so many bills to pay. Even though there are challenges in life, they are minuscule compared to the gifts that we get to enjoy just by being us. So what I want you to do is take a moment to think about your favorite person. So it can be your partner, child, parents, or someone that influenced you growing up or even now. What is it you like about them? And did they pay for that quality? I imagine that the thing or the things that you really like about them came to them naturally. Perhaps it was free for them. Now I want you to focus on yourself for a moment. What is it that you like about yourself? Do you like your face, your physique, your intelligence? Do you like your laugh or the way you make people feel at ease or other people laugh? That's always a fun thing. Do you like how good you are at your job? Do you like the inner desire to be fit and healthy, or to dance, or to build, or to paint, or to garden? Whatever it is you like about yourself, there is a high probability that that attribute was free. But even though it was free, it has made you incredibly rich. It's all too easy for us to constantly think of the things that make us feel poor and unhappy about ourselves, the things that make us feel alone or isolated or disliked. But when you think about it, because we're focusing on it and what we focus on expands, they become really big to us. But if you were to think about it, this is only us in our little isolated silo. But when we think about the richness of who we are, and if we could truly realize how small that negative percentage is in real life and how large the percentage of the richness we have is by comparison, our lives would be much happier. You may not believe me at the moment, but let's investigate a bit more. None of us are poor. We were born rich. We have such a richness and depth to us that we could never get to the end of it. We just can't. The more we look at what makes us rich, the more we see. So have a think about your favorite person. Hopefully, have you got them in your mind, in your heart? When you look at what they are good at, you continue to see more and more of how amazing they are and how much they can do. The more you think about the richness of people, the more amazed you will become. No matter who we are, we all have the same richness, just in different ways. We are created to be filled with happiness and calmness, a desire, a talent, a joy, a competence, an intelligence, inquisitiveness, quirkiness, fun. You deserve to be here because you are rich in so many things. As you consider how rich you are and how rich others around you are, I want you to start to write in your journal, and I'm going to take you through an activity very soon. And what it's going to do is take your focus off any negative thinking towards others and yourself, whether it's from the past or someone in your life now, and you're actually going to start to think more positively about them in this challenge. Okay, so in this challenge, I want you to start in your journal, get a pen, grab a journal. You can put the person's name at the top, in the middle. Just be really creative in your journal because I want it to become a journal of joy for you. Okay, what I want you to do is write down the name of someone who's hurt you or made you feel inadequate in some way. Write down their name on a page in your journal. And once you've written their name, write down what makes them rich. I want you to try and focus on at least 5 things. And this is going to take the focus off your automatic attitudes toward them, the one that cause you to resent or dislike them or feel uncomfortable around them. I know this could be hard, but trust me, this is going to be really beneficial. Set these things aside, the negative things, while you're writing in your journal. As you think about this person, I want you to write down the words of richness about them that come to mind. So even though it's really hard to think about this person, I'm trying to change your train of thought regarding them, because they, like us, have a never-ending deep richness within them, even though it might be sometimes hard to see. As you write these words down, at least 5, you take your focus off the negative thing, and that's a relief for your own soul, really, and you're thinking of the positive things. This may have seemed impossible, even 5 minutes ago, but now you're writing nice things about a person you don't even like. You never would have thought you could do that, and that's a good thing. There's a basic principle, as I mentioned before. What you focus on expands. What we put out comes back to us. It's a universal law. So wouldn't you rather good, positive things come back to you rather than negative? The more positively you think about a person you don't like, the better you will feel. And it's about how we feel, isn't it? And then you'll feel less heavy. You'll feel more calm. You'll feel simply, because you no longer use the stressful words like hate, mean, abusive. Certainly, if someone's abusive, please limit your time with them. Keep yourself safe. But the principle still stands. We are all rich in many ways, and what makes us rich is something that we usually can't charge for. It comes free of charge. Okay, once you've written that person's name and at least 5 things that make them rich listed in your journal, I want you to go to a new page in your journal, and I want you to just write 1 to 30. And I want you to visit that person's page for 30 days, and to keep us accountable, to keep yourself accountable, tick off those 30 days. Read the list out loud when you have some quiet time. So as an example, let's say I had a person in my life who made me feel inadequate at work. I'll call her Jane. I am going to write Jane in my diary, and under her name I'll have the words clever, pretty, good mother, good at her job, dresses well, lots of energy, thoughtful towards those she knows, and good at running. Those are the things I'd noticed about Jane. So now all I see when I think of Jane the next day are the positive things that I've written, because they're fresh in my mind, and I'm happy because I'm not thinking about the negative thing. Like, let's just say at work she made me feel inadequate because of her intelligence. But the positive percentage far outweighs that small fact. I'm acknowledging my feelings, yes, but I'm also trying to outweigh the negative by thinking of the richness within that person. So by reading the list out loud for 30 days in a row, you're reinforcing the richness of who that person is. So when you see them, those are the things that you'll think about. It worked. It honestly works. It worked for me when I first did this exercise, and you have a little giggle to yourself because you're no longer thinking those negative thoughts about that person. It's quite fun. So when you think about it, just think about how focusing on what you don't like about them makes you feel heavy. It's not a very good feeling, but when you can actually feel it in your body. But when you think about the positive attributes of a person, it then gives you a more light heart, and our tummy is our second brain, so our tummy is more settled, and our mind as well. It also gives us a bit of confidence too, because we're in control of our thoughts and our perception of people, and it calms down some anxiety, pain or stress. So you can do this for more than one person at a time. In this course today, we'll just do it for that one person, and then we've got an exercise for you coming up on the next slide. So we're going to continue the activity. The next part's way easier and it's a lot more fun. You can get really creative with this one because it's definitely a happier exercise for you to carry out. Write down the name of your all-time favorite person. So once you've written down that person's name, get colourful and creative with your journal entry so that when you get to that page in the future, your love for that person will just jump off the page. Write their name at the top of the page, and then underneath, write down what makes them freely rich. Is it their smile? Is it their eyes, their ability to love you and the way they make you feel, their ability to make you laugh? Write down as many words as comes to mind. And again, for the next 30 days, write 1 to 30, and then come back to that. Say them out loud when you have some quiet time. And speaking out loud reaffirms the richness of the person that you love. And words are very powerful. And the last activity is, of course, to write your name. So finally, write your own name in your journal. Write down what makes you rich. What are you really good at, and what is it that comes free to you or easily to you? Focus on the things that come naturally. Try to fill the page. Be colourful, be creative, get really detailed. You're worth it. You deserve it. Once you finish the list about yourself, speak it out loud for 30 days when you have that quiet time. Write 1 to 30, tick it off, and the more you focus on your good and the good of others, the less you'll feel bad inside with our emotions. Enjoy these riches in yourself and in others, whether friend or foe, because you deserve it. You deserve the positivity. All right, so I will see you in the next module. And don't forget to do your homework. 30 days for each of the 3 people that you've written about. See you soon.